I had originally intended to film earlier so that I wouldn't have to turn on the lamp and thus make the lighting all like yellow, but I didn't, so here we are, and the lighting is a little yellow. I apologize. Hi friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome to a little mini-series that I'm going to be doing on my channel that's called What If No Body No Crime Was a Series. Now, as I've mentioned before on the channel, I'm a pretty big fan of Taylor Swift. I would consider myself a pretty big Swiftie, you know? And my favorite Taylor Swift song of all time definitely has to be Nobody No Crime off of her Evermore album. When I first heard that song, I was immediately struck by the storytelling, and in my head I was like, this would make a great miniseries. I also feel like it could work as like a short film, but for me, I personally prefer like consuming like series, like shows, and that's the format in which I prefer to write in. So we're gonna be talking like in terms of TV here. These videos are basically going to be me showing you guys the concept ideas I have for if Nobody No Crime was going to be turned into an actual miniseries. Also, this is purely for fun. I'm not actually making like a Nobody No Crime series. I would love to, but that's not actually happening. And to my knowledge, Taylor Swift is also not making a Nobody No Crime series because, you know, she hates Evermore, so why would she? I'm sorry, I had to. But yeah, so I'm just doing this for fun. Also, because it's spooky season and, you know, the song talks about murder, like, you know, I thought this might be a fun, like, little mini-series for me to do right now. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you've listened to Nobody No Crime by Taylor Swift, you probably already know like what the song is about and what the story is, but in case you're unfamiliar with the song, I'm gonna quickly bring you up to speed on what the song is about. Nobody No Crime is a fictionalized tale about Taylor's friend Esty Haim, who goes missing and presumably is killed by her husband after he cheats on her and she confronts him about his infidelity. The narrator character, who is played by Taylor because she's the one singing the song, then goes on to murder Esty's husband and cover up the murder as revenge for her friend. I'd like to quickly emphasize that this is very much so a fictional story, like none of this is real. Esty Haim was not disappeared by her husband, to my knowledge. I don't think she even has a husband. But yeah, this is not a real story. It's made up. I feel like that much is probably obvious, but you know, just in case, and just in case people are confused. But yeah, this is just a story that Taylor made up because, you know, it's almost like she's a writer or something. But yeah, so that's what the song is about, and therefore is also the basis of this hypothetical mini-series that I'm gonna be talking about. Obviously, the song itself already has like a really interesting narrative structure, so I'm not really looking to like change any of the major plot beats that already exist within the song. My idea for like a mini-series of Nobody No Crime would really just be like a more like just straightforward like adaptation of the song. I would probably add a few things here and there to kind of help fill in the gaps. For example, I think it might be fun to add in some scenes where like showcasing the aftermath after the narrator character offs Esty's husband and like what happens to the mistress, how does the town react, and things like that. These are kind of things that are already alluded to like in the song, but I think it would be fun to like expand upon them. I'd maybe include some flashbacks about like Esty and her husband's marriage. I also have some fun ideas for like a funeral kind of scene, but I'll talk more about that in the final episode of this series of videos. But yeah, so I wouldn't really do much to like alter the already existing narrative structure of the song because I feel like it's pretty solid already. You know, Esty confronts her husband, she disappears, the husband and the mistress move in together, the narrator kills the husband and then covers up the murder. Like, I feel like that's all very solid already. So I wouldn't really alter those plot beats, I would just like to expand upon them. Now I'd like to talk about translating the narrative structure of Nobody No Crime as a song to the format of a TV miniseries. My idea is that Nobody No Crime would be a limited series with 6 episodes. The first episode would basically serve as a prologue and encompass the first verse of the song, right up to the last line of the verse. I think I'm gonna call him out. Y'all, it just got super fucking cold all of a sudden. That's why I brought up my blanket. Also, I think it's very funny and ironic how I literally have this blanket with me right now that's like, oh cute, it's love, and these little French bulldogs kissing. And here I am telling a story about murder. I just thought that was funny. The second episode would cover the chorus, which is basically the confrontation between Esty and her husband, right up till where Esty goes missing in the second verse. The third episode would basically showcase how the husband is kind of trying to like proceed with business as usual, even though he literally just disappeared his wife. You know, the changing the tires on his truck, having his mistress move in, and then the narrator just being like, what the fuck? The third episode would then conclude with the narrator resolving to get justice for Esty. The fourth episode would cover verse 3 of the song, which is where the narrator does her little how to get away with murder plot regarding Esty's husband, and the episode would conclude with the narrator actually killing the husband. The fifth episode would basically be the aftermath of the death of Esty's husband. You know, the mistress and the town are basically speculating about what happened. This episode would also include the lyric where Esty's sister Danielle basically provides the narrator with her alibi. The sixth and final episode would basically cover the very end of the song. You know, at this point, the townspeople and the mistress, like, basically suspect the narrator for murdering Esty's husband, but no matter what they do, they can't definitively indict her for murder, so she gets away with it. Now, I could totally see the fifth and sixth episodes, as I've described them, being combined into one episode, but I personally like the way I've laid it out. But let me know down below in the comments what you think. If you think it would make more sense for them to be one episode, or be like how I said it and have it split up into two. I'm curious to hear other people's thoughts about it. But yeah, so that's basically the episode outline I have for my imagined No Body, No Crime mini-series. None of the episodes, as of right now, have names because I am absolutely atrocious at naming episodes. But if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of my What If No Body, No Crime was a series. For next week's episode, I'm gonna be talking more about like the characters, which I'm really excited about. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I upload every Wednesday and Friday, except when I don't, and sometimes on Saturdays, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.